got the iPhone 12 yet, and now leakers are talking about the next iPhone. What the heck is going on? So some new leaks have surfaced on what we could expect with next year's iPhone, which for the time being we're referring to as the iPhone 13. And well, the rumoured key features look like this: a notchless micro LED display, an in-display Touch ID scanner, and an all-new camera system. Now this seems like the perfect iPhone. It seems like the iPhone we have always envisioned. So the best thing to do right now is just forget about the iPhone 12 and wait for this, right? No, don't do that. Because all of those features I just mentioned are not happening with next year's iPhone, and I don't need insider info to prove that. You see, a lot of people are excited about this year's iPhone, the iPhone 12, because it's what the Apple sheet referred to as a super cycle. This is essentially when we get to see a major redesign that tends to get reused for another few iterations of the iPhone. We saw this with the iPhone 6, where the 6S, the 7, the 8, and now the SE all share the same basic design. And of course, the last super cycle we witnessed was the iPhone 10, because its design stuck around for both the iPhone XS and the 11 Pro. So it's pretty much a known fact at this point that after we get a huge super cycle like the iPhone 12 will be, we tend to see a more quiet S year where refinements are made. Now I know that some of you might be wondering, what if Apple just wants to stir things up from now on? What if Timothy just wants to ditch this whole cycle thing from now on and give us huge upgrades every year? No, that's just never happening. You see, Apple doesn't follow this cycle for no absolute reason. It makes sense for them to do this as a business, because redesigning a phone costs a lot of money, and if Apple were to do that every year, they would lose a lot of monies, and that's not good for a business. Reusing the same design over 3 years, however, is a much better idea, because not only can Apple perfect the design, but they'll also eventually get to the point where the initial R&D cost pays off because the design just becomes much cheaper to make. Plus, here's the thing, the iPhone is maturing. Apple simply doesn't want to reach the peak of the iPhone just yet, which is probably why they're so stubborn in getting rid of that thick-ass notch. Because think about it, once that notch is gone, there's literally nothing else they can add to the front of the iPhone. The iPhone at the front would be complete. And if all iPhones just look the same from the front from now on, well, that's not really going to incentivize a lot of people to upgrade. So I'm 100,000 million trillion % sure that Apple is not going to be implementing a notchless design till they're completely ready. And to be honest, we haven't really seen any phone maker implement under camera tech on a mass scale just yet, so it's safe to say this tech definitely won't be ready for next year. So when could we expect this imaginary iPhone that's just perfect in every way? Well, personally, I don't think we'll be seeing a notchless iPhone till the next super cycle, which based on Apple's usual timeline won't be till 2023. Although the in-display fingerprint scanner and the all-new camera system with periscope zoom could debut a little earlier. But either way, don't expect anything massive with next year's iPhone, because I am pretty sure it will only be an S upgrade. In fact, at best, I think we'll probably see a slightly faster chip and more emojis, but that's about it. And on that note, I end it here. Thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. See ya, peeps. Word at the end thingy is boom. Put it in the comments, people. Thank you.